record stands at 5 victories, 1 defeat, 2 wins by way of knockout. Hailing from and fighting out of Dallas, Texas, here is Marchristopher Adkins. And next to the board across the ring, fighting in the blue corner, wearing white trunks, trimmed in black and gold. He weighed in division 161 and 1/4 pounds. In 8 professional bouts, he stands perfect. 8 victories, all coming by way of knockout. Here is the undefeated sweater from Donegal, Quigley. And referee charge of the action is Vic Draculent.
Thank you for joining us tonight, whether you're watching this fight in McGuigan's in Ireland, Connor, or whether you're in New Jersey, whether you're watching it on YIT TV, si lo están mirando desde México, en tus servicios, gracias por todo, or if you're in a cab leaving your hotel trying to get to the Hard Rock right now, you're stuck in traffic right here on ringtvlive.com. Jason Quigley in the white trunks takes on Marchristopher Adkins. He's 31 years old, and the Texas flag on his trunks. He's from proud Texas boy from Dallas. 6'1", 168 pounds. He's 6-1 in his career, 2 KOs. Started his pro debut was in 2010. Lost, got just frustrated with boxing, and he said, "That's it, I'm not doing it." And then he said 2013 went back to the gym, and since then he's unbeaten in 6 fights. Doug, you were talking to him. He took this fight this week, huh?
Yeah, just 4 days' notice. He's somebody who stays ready in the gym, and there's a nice active gym scene in the Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington area where he lives and trains. He's trained with guys that we've heard of, that we know of, boxing fans know of. Errol Spence Jr., guy named a former prospect named Charles Hatley. He helped get ready for a big fight in Australia against Anthony Mundine, and Hatley won that fight. So he comes in here with a lot of pride and a lot of confidence. But I tell you what, Quigley starting very fast.
Jason Quigley, his last bout was in August. He knocked out Michael Falk in the 2nd round. That was at the Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino in Indio, California. Started boxing at the age of 7. 8-0, as he says, with 8 devastating knockouts. Has a great personality. Golden Boy really high on him. Coming along with under the tutelage of Manny Robles.
And they're keeping him busy. Like I said before the fight, this is his 6th pro bout of 2015. And it makes sense because he's getting knockouts. He's not hurting his hands. He's not suffering cuts. They should be able to really, conceivably have him fight every month if he wanted to.
Jason Quigley had some great sparring session at the Rock in Carson. And I think you were there for that one, right, Steve? You saw it working?
Throughout the camps, if you ask Manuel Robles who are some of the better guys that he worked with, one of them would be Gilberto Ramirez, who just happens to have a fight tonight. But he also gets regular work with a stablemate who also trains with Manuel Robles, Terrell Gaucher. And in talking to Jason Quigley, he made the decision a couple of years ago that if he was going to be promoted by an American company like Golden Boy, he would move out to America. And he'll tell you that the depth of talent in Southern California throughout one gym to another is certainly just much higher than it is in Ireland.
Oh, you could see it in his reflexes. And right now, Quigley is the faster of the two. He started this round out jabbing and throwing straight rights to Adkins' body, hoping to get the guard down so he could throw some headshots, which he has thrown and landed here late in the round.
Quigley also spent 2 weeks in Montreal sparring with David Lemieux as Lemieux was getting ready for Triple G. So that was a great experience to be on that level as somebody who's in his weight class with 10 seconds to go in the opening round. It's scheduled for 4 in the super middleweight division. Quigley and Marchristopher Adkins from the Joint, the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And let's check out the strategy session from El Animal Quigley.
I go into every fight 110% prepared. I get in there and concentrate on my own performance, performing to the best I can. So it's going to be interesting, and I have my game plan, and I'm ready for a fighter, I'm ready for a boxer, whatever the opponent comes with me at, I'm ready for it.
And that is the a real accent. It is that thick. And when he's at those gyms, Steve, you heard it, when he's sparring, he's now picking up a boxeo. He's speaking boxeo.
You know, I asked him about the gym scene. I said, what is it like in Ireland, the gym culture and the overall talent? And he basically put his hands up very high. He said, there's Carl Frampton here. Then he put his hands much lower, and then everybody else.
We're in the second round. This one's scheduled for 4. Jason Quigley.
You know, the opening round was not a bad one for Adkins. I think he's proven at least to be competent, if nothing else. What do you think of the foot placement of Adkins, Stephen?
It's pretty wide.
Yeah.
But you know,
it looks like his feet are almost like lined up.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like he's walking a tightrope.
Yeah. And in general, you want your back foot to be a little bit open. Makes it a little easier to throw the right hand and then pivot off your front foot with the left hook. You know, Quigley's going to have to do some work behind jab and double jab. This guy has a little bit of range to him. He's doing a decent job of changing distance. And, this is going to be interesting to see if Quigley could get some rounds. We referenced his 5 bouts thus far in 2015, which have averaged less than 2 innings per appearance. I think it'd actually do him well to get into the 4th and 5th round tonight.
I agree.
His last 4 fights have all ended in the second round.
Yeah, although this is a 4-rounder.
Yeah,
so there's no shot, Steve, of him getting into the 5th.
No free boxing.
But he's only gone to the 3rd once in his career. Jason Quigley in the white trunks. Marchristopher Adkins, all-time great, is his nickname, in the Texas trunks.
I like that Adkins protects himself very well. When he lets his hands go, he doesn't drop his other hand, although he just got clipped with 2 consecutive hooks from Quigley. That speaks to Quigley's timing. But a very competent all-around fighter is Adkins.
You see the Bobby on the back of Quigley's trunks. It's a nickname or the name of his late grandfather, who, as Quigley said, he was a great man, was my idol. He died 3 years ago, and he always has his grandfather's trunks name on his trunks. So because his grandfather never left Ireland, so every time Quigley would go fight in, say, Russia or one of the different countries in Europe or Asia, his grandfather would say, "Oh, Jason, that's going to be a tough fight." He didn't know anything about these fighters, but because he's far away from Ireland, it's going to be a tough fight for you, Jason. He said he just wants to make his grandfather proud. That's why he puts the name on the back of his trunks. Less than a minute to go in the second round. We're scheduled for 4. Second fight. We got 7 coming your way on this Golden Boy Promotions card on the eve of Cotto Canelo.
Some nice work from Adkins. He has been able occasionally to land his right hand. Not a lot of power behind that right hand, but he has been able to set it up with his jab and land it.
Adkins played baseball and football in high school. At the age of 10, was always in the gyms. He didn't take it serious until about 10 years ago. He said Evander Holyfield and Tyson won as we just got the fire lit for him. After seeing that fight, he wanted to fight. Body work from Quigley. 10 seconds to go in the second round. Good flurry there from Adkins. The Mexican, the Korean Hammer. There's all kinds of nicknames for Steve Kim. And I see you taking pictures with everybody all over Las Vegas. It's just a fun weekend that we have on the eve of Cotto Canelo. Jason Quigley. Only 14 pro rounds coming into this fight. His pro debut was last July.
Oh, there's a cut now over the left eye of Jason Quigley. It might have been a clash of heads.
First time that he's been cut in his pro career.
And it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that. Doesn't look like it's dripping directly into his eye, but some fighters unravel at the sight of their own blood.
This has been a little bit of a muck and grind for Quigley, who's had really some explosive knockouts last 4 or 5 appearances. I think this one he's going to have to work his way through. It may behoove him just to set up everything with a good, solid jab and just reset his whole foundation, because Adkins has proven to be a bit of a stylistic nightmare.
Yeah, and I think Adkins is durable, too. I just think the guy can take a decent shot. And he's a mature guy. He's not somebody who's going to get unraveled just because
The referee, Vic Drakulich, calling time, have that eye checked out.
And the blood is really coming down now.
Doctor says we're good. Irishman is cut midway through the third round. And you mentioned something about being mature, Doug. That's exactly what Adkins is. He's a grown man, where Quigley's been taking on some opponents who didn't have those man muscles, who just weren't in that level.
Right, Adkins is 31, and it's nice body shot from Adkins. Also got a hook in there as Quigley was against the ropes. Now we're seeing Quigley tested a little bit in this fight. And I think what happened in rounds 1 and 2, Steve, is Quigley was loading up a lot. He wasn't just being fast. He was putting a lot behind that because that's produced first and second round knockouts for him so far. And now he's in the third round with this guy, and he's got a nasty cut. And this guy's also landing punches. So
Doug,
we're seeing some adversity.
How I would describe what Adkins is giving Quigley is professional resistance. You just can't blow on him, and he's not going to fall down.
Right.
And this is a very valuable type of experience in the 9th round, because many early knockouts, quite frankly, are the byproduct of very soft matchmaking.
Right.
And that's something that trainer Manny Robles said, that taking on this fight, he knew what they expected, even though it was a few days notice when they found out their opponent. He said Jason needs to go up against somebody who's going to test him and push that kind of pressure on him. Quigley in the white trunks. Cut from what we think might have been a clash of heads. Final seconds of the third round. We're going to stay between rounds as Director Will Wright is going to try to give us in that corner. Look at the eye of Jason Quigley, as he's going to go to the 4th round for the first time in his career. See what they're saying in the corner with trainer Manny Robles.
Now, I want to see how big that gash over the left eye is.
Robles has seen worse cuts than that.
4th and final round, the first time in his pro career that Jason El Animal Quigley goes to the 4th round. And if you see on Quigley's trunks, there's a percentage sign. He's been on there since his amateur days. Said growing up, he and his lads, his mates, said every time they went and did something competitive, it was bring the percentage up. Bring the percentage up. So he puts it on his trunks to remind him that he needs to go 110% every single time. And here, what is probably easily his toughest fight of his career.
Yes.
He's controlling it, you would say, but it's still, you mentioned rough and grinding.
Yeah. It's one of these nights, Beto, that a great trainer by the name of George Benton would regularly tell his fighters, win tonight, look good tomorrow, because quite frankly, he's not going to look good against Adkins. Not a lot of guys are. I mean, this guy's very angular, all arms, a lot of legs on him, and he likes to, grapple on the inside. He seems to be very adept at that. And you've seen in pockets where Quigley is starting to revert back to some amateur habits. This is part of the growing process of a lot of young fighters.
Win tonight, look good tomorrow. What a great line. Who was that again?
George Benton, one of the great trainers out of Philadelphia.
Great line. That's exactly what Quigley is right now. That blood is under control. Body shot from Marchristopher Adkins in the Texas trunks. Double jab for Quigley. Adkins shakes his head. Nope. Second fight of the night. We got 7 total from Golden Boy Promotions. Our main event is Diego De La Hoya. Quigley in the white trunks, bouncing up and down.
I'm seeing Quigley do things that he's been working on in the gym for the last 2 years along the ropes against Adkins. And I think Adkins is making a mistake by being so nonchalant right now. I think he needs to be pressing a lot harder and letting his hands go more.
Like that, right?
Yes.
Another good right from Adkins.
He can at least salvage a draw if he wins this round. I scored round 3 for Adkins.
Quigley with a good right. His corner's telling Adkins, put on the pressure. Good left from Quigley.
Adkins has let his hands go a little bit, and he has landed when he's let them go, but so far it's Quigley who's letting his hands go more, even when he's in a defensive posture.
Grinding fight between Quigley and Adkins. The final seconds of the 4-round bout. 10-second clap you hear at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Good right hand by Quigley. Another right hand by El Animal from Ireland. That'll do it. 4 solid rounds between Jason Quigley, Marchristopher Adkins. We'll come back with a decision from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And here's our ring announcer, Joe Martinez.
Scorecards, and here are the totals. Both judges, ladies and gentlemen, and Steve Weisbrooke have it 40-36. Judge Steve Morrow, 39-37. All for your win by unanimous decision. And still undefeated, Jason Quigley.
Unanimous decision for Quigley. Improves to 9-0 in his young career. Make way for the Fighting Irish. Go Jason Quigley. So everybody